Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Creative Sports Marketing Talk. Today, we're going to go over some weird workouts that have been running through Instagram and Twitter. We're also going to kind of go through on what makes a successful sales funnel, so stay tuned. So, if a lot of you haven't seen these articles popping up all over the internet in recent days, there's some weird off-season workouts that have been flowing through Instagram and Twitter. They're actually quite interesting. As we all know, watching professional athletes work out is definitely guaranteed in entertainment. We all kind of like to go through online and we like to see what these athletes are training, see how they're training, and even see if some of them have some workouts that we may be able to integrate into our normal routines. But that's one of the reasons that most of them post online, is because they know we're going to watch these videos. A lot of times they'll add in water, sand, ropes, stability balls, or strobe glasses, and you'll be sitting there on your couch with your mouth agape wondering, how the heck is he doing that? Well, I mean, this is how they train. There's a lot of YouTube channels nowadays, and a lot of them kind of work with athletes. Some of them work with athletes and kind of show them what they do, but this helps build their brand as well. They're individual, they're athletes. The fact that they're able to go out there and they're able to do these videos and show them on their accounts doesn't just give the gyms and the facilities shout outs and help them grow. It also helps fans see how dedicated those players are to doing this. And so let's dig into a few of these workouts we've seen go viral. For example, one of the main ones that has popped up over the last few days is Oakland's wide receiver Antonio Brown. Hope to gain by balancing on a basketball while wearing strobe glasses and catching footballs. Now, I'll leave a link below and give a shout out to Athletex, which is the company that is working with Antonio Brown on these videos. His name is at Dr._Reef. I'll put it down below in the comments. But as you'll see from his Twitter feed, he kind of states, while working with the Browns, the outrageous-looking workout is a multi-purpose approach that will accomplish quite a bit. The goal of this particular workout that you'll be able to view on his Twitter account is to abstract Brown's vision using strobe glasses to isolate his hand-eye coordination, all while using resistance bands on his arms to simulate defenders blocking his path. Oh, and of course, he's doing it all on one leg. So this full body workouts, he's doing something that none of us would tend to do, which is balance on one leg, wear strobe glasses that are able to retract his vision. And I think overall it shows that even at his age, he's working his butt off trying to beat his competition, which right now his competition is other athletes, other wide receivers. That's really his competition in the field. And I just think it's great. I just think it's great seeing some of these Twitter posts. And this is really the stuff that we want to see. No more, none of that political stuff, none of that hashing back and forth stuff. What the fans really want to see is stuff like this. They want to see their athletes that they follow. They want to see that they're what they do, and it's great now that we have platforms that we're able to do this for. So kudos out to the company that helped him, and I will again leave a hashtag. Maybe one of these days we can have Dr. Reef on the show as a guest, and he can talk a little bit more about these workouts. But into our next topic, what makes a successful sales funnel? In marketing, the main goal always is to cause a consumer to make a purchase. One of that ways that business owners can accomplish this is by creating a sales funnel. In a sales funnel, the consumer is led through a step-by-step process that eventually leads them to making a decision to purchasing a product or a service. A successful sales funnel can help your company bring in additional revenue. However, and this is the key here, it's important to go about creating your sales funnel in the right way. Knowing the stages of a sales funnel and what marketing strategies to use can help you make your sales funnel more successful so that you can gain more leads and convert those leads into purchases. So how does a sales funnel work? A sales funnel is the process that a company uses to attract customers and get them to make a purchase. It is divided into a series of steps that focus on different phases of the consumer's mentality while making the purchase. By using a sales funnel, you can create awareness among consumers, you can build an interest in your products and services, and cultivate relationships and create more conversions. So let's talk about those 5 steps on creating a sales funnel. So sales funnel are probably one of the most intimidating aspects of when you're developing your brand. And I can see how, even within my own business, how a sales funnel can become intimidating. When you're creating a sales funnel, you really need to make sure that there's process involved. You should always make sure you're sitting down and you really hash out your customer personas, your brand first and foremost, because you need to know your audience. If you don't know your audience, then your audience is you're not going to get the right message across. You're not going to be able to reach them the way you want to reach them. And you're going to create a landing page, or you're going to create something that isn't going to work, and you're going to spend more money. And this seems to be a problem that I see with a lot of athletic-related companies, is that they go straight to paid advertisement, and they don't define their brand. They don't define how to the correct steps before they just start paying Facebook and Google a whole bunch of money to try to get people to a certain page. It's not great to always just throw people to a certain page on their website. A landing page is always good. So let's kind of go into these 5 steps. Number 1 is awareness. A prospect is made aware of a business and its products and services. Now, this can be anything from social media management, having a website, having a YouTube channel, having anything where the warm lead comes in. This is all warm lead. You want them to come to you. So have them being aware of you. That goes back to maybe you're just building a great brand. Number 2, interest. The prospect becomes interested in a product or service because of the solution it offers. So look at this video. Let's say that you're looking at this video and you're like, I'm watching him. I brought some awareness. Now let's look at the interest around it. I'm interested in following this guy more. So number 3, evaluation. The prospect begins to consider the product and service, evaluate its worth, and compares it to other options. Now they look at it and they start following you, and they watch a few of your videos, and they're like, all right, this seems nice. Or they're following your Instagram or your Twitter or your Facebook, and they see posts coming out that they really like. Engagement is number 4. The prospect starts paying attention to the offers and engaging with marketing outreach, eventually deciding to make a purchase. Now, I always tell people a successful sales funnel isn't going straight to emails. I would always say, don't email spam when you don't get the permission from the user. It's tacky. You can do cold outreach emails, and that could be the start, but that has a very low conversion rate. So think about it in terms of how Gary Vee always says it, just throwing content out there, just trying to grow your brand first and foremost. Your logo and your brand is always the first huge step that you should take when developing a good brand. Your logo and your brand, which is all your elements, defines you as a business. So focus on that first, and that the other stuff will come over time as the steps grow. But number 5, the prospect takes action to make a purchase. So, again, going into those steps, how to create a successful sales funnel. In order for your sales funnel to be successful, you must, of course, be able to attract those customers. However, reaching your audience simply isn't enough. You have to be able to gain their interest, access their pain points, and convince them that what you offer is the best solution to their problem. So, going within those 5 steps, here's what I was kind of diving into a little bit further. And here is 4 additional steps on that. So number 1, get to know your audience. Like I said, build a brand, build some customer personas, know what social platform your audiences use, how they're influenced, what brands they purchase, and what their expectations are is essential. Figure out, go through an SMM company, go through SEO, whatever you're going to do, but make sure the user intent is there. Don't go on Twitter if your clients aren't there. It's just obvious. Don't outreach and just to raise your following account. Don't get fake followers. Fake followers don't do anything for you except for raise your number. Are those people going to become leads? No. So that into my number 2, create a strategy for gaining leads and getting traffic to your site. You need to be able to access your audience, engage their attention, and get them onto your website. Now, a lot of people that kind of create a funnel, they don't put websites into consideration. I think websites are a huge factor that's being underutilized when it comes to creating a funnel. So a website would always be probably your number 2 after kind of creating your brand and taking those steps. And there are also another variety of ways that you can accomplish this. Some of the most common are, like I said, SEO, PPC, social media marketing. You can do a brand ambassador marketing. So if you're an athlete, you can become a brand ambassador. And like I said earlier, email marketing. Excuse me. Engage your audience and cultivate a relationship. You need to be able to create a plan that allows you to make multiple contacts with your audience and engage their attention. In order for your leads to become sales, they need to be nurtured. Educate your audience, provide them with information, and convince them how great your products are. You can do email blasts, you can do blog posts, social media posts, video blogging, and guest blog posts are great ways to accomplish this. And then, of course, number 4, facilitate easy purchasing. This is a lot easier for products. For services, it might be a little bit harder depending on what your service is. Once you're convinced your audience to make a purchase, you need the buying process to be as quick and simple as possible. Minimize the amount of clicks they need to make in order to make a purchase and how much information they need to provide. So, with that said, don't make like 80 links to get to a certain place for them to purchase or to call. Have additional funnel sources there, especially if you're a service, a phone number, a landing page that has certain criteria for them to get a quote. And if you're a service, make it easy for them to contact you. Maybe your funnel isn't as much of a landing page. Maybe you have the landing page just to get them to the point of giving you a phone call, and you can talk through some scripts that you use for each individual client to get them through the sales process a little bit easier. There are a few tools that you can use. You can use stuff like ClickFunnels, Lead Pages, and Funnel Dash are some good sales funnel when you start. I always recommend once you get a little bit further in the business that you move more towards a static, more HTML style landing page. You don't have to update. It's easier to manage on a hosting platform with your website if you have a web server company. Any of these services we also provide, so you can also get in contact with us if you have any more information on that. But besides that, that's kind of the basis of how to create a successful sales funnel. Again, I will leave the link below so you can do some research on it a little bit more. That is it for today, and I hope you all have a great day. And remember, connect by expression.